Hey everyone, and welcome to Project Alaska. My name is Ashlyn, and this channel is all about me seeking discomfort in my capacity, following my dreams, and not falling into external social pressures and mainstream influence to take me away from me pursuing my dreams and what I want in life. And with the theme of seeking discomfort of this channel, why not start a brand new YouTube channel in the middle of my discomfort? I have recently moved to a new province in Canada, and right now, currently, my partner is away at work for 3 weeks, and his family, who we moved close to, are all on vacation right now. So I'm currently alone in this new province. I am trying to learn a new language, and I figured, why not? I've always been wanting to start a YouTube channel. I get so much inspiration by other content creators, and I thought I love to challenge myself and seek discomfort in my life, and I thought all of the experiences and life values that I have learned through this I could share with you all and maybe find a community through the YouTube world. So I am really excited to be presenting to you all Project Alaska. And today's episode, I'd like to give you a small glimpse of the origin of my life and kind of where I came from and what I would like to do with this channel. I have been working on becoming the authentic person that I would like to be and grow into since I was a young girl. I have never really felt like I've been a part of a group, and I've never fallen for any mainstream societal norms or trends that were ever going on either in high school, middle school, or now with other social media influences. I felt like every time that I tried to fit in, quote unquote, with a group, I just didn't feel myself. I didn't feel true to my heart and my passion and my authenticity. And every time that I would feel myself about to try and fit into a group or fit into a trend that everyone was following, it just didn't feel true to me. I've always had this sense of knowing when I was either people-pleasing and wanting to please other people by fitting into this group, or fitting into this group to try to feel safe in a community or safe in an environment. And I just have realized in the past 2 years that I would do this almost all my life. And for me, I think people-pleasing, my heart can sense that I'm sad and not being true to myself. And that is kind of where this Project Alaska stems from. I have realized, again, over the past 2 years, how much I have always wanted to seek challenges and seek maybe directions and decisions that might not be fully mainstream, but it's hard as a teenager or an adolescent building independence and also trying to figure out who you are with so many all external pressures and social pressures that come along with growing up. But now that I'm in my mid-20s, I feel so much more sure of who I am through life experiences that I have taken on in the past, I guess, 8 years since I started university. So I thought it could be really fun to share these experiences, but also continue to challenge myself and share some life secrets that I find out through along the way. I'd like to just start with a bit of a origin story, starting in high school, and why I've come to this sort of idea of doing YouTube and presenting maybe ideas and experiences and lessons that I've had along the way and that I'll continue learning to all of you. There's value to share with all of our experiences, and I'd love to be able to connect to anyone in this world through this YouTube channel. I'm really excited. So yeah, in high school, as I previously shortly mentioned, there are a lot of social pressures. I had so many social pressures that I internalized from needing, well, firstly, I had no direction on where I wanted to live, what sort of work I wanted to do, what sort of career I had, but I had passion and drive for hobbies and travel. Those were huge passions of mine. But a lot of the external pressures were coming from my teachers, my guidance counselors, and sometimes even my parents about needing to, since I didn't know what I wanted to do, I needed to keep my opportunities open wide. And to keep them wide, I was encouraged to keep my grades up. Back then, I used to think that I was being pushed by these external forces, but now I reflect and realize they were just suggestions. I could have left those suggestions and not fed into them, but I fed and fell deep into the suggestions, turning them into internal pressures. I was so hard on myself. I pushed myself to get good grades. I pushed myself to be involved in all sorts of extracurriculars so that I could stand out and be eligible for scholarships. You name it, I probably did it. And I wore myself out, as you could probably guess. And I think at the end of high school, when, again, I had kept all my opportunities open, I worked really hard, I got good grades, and you could call me a little bit of an overachiever. I still had no idea what I wanted to do. But at the end of high school, I really found a passion for the environment, and through this channel, you'll learn more about that. I was getting so many external pressures that I needed to choose a job that had great benefits, would have really high pay, that I'd get holidays, and I was being pushed into applying to a nursing program. And that just did not feel right to me. And that was one of those moments where I felt like a part of me felt like I needed to people please to please the people who were suggesting this. And so I did apply for some nursing programs, but I did apply for environmental science programs. And at that time, I was also dating someone for almost 5 years, my high school sweetheart, and we didn't really realize, but we were drifting away, and we were so young that we had no idea how to handle such relevant emotions of we're drifting and this isn't working out. So I knew that I had a passion for the environment, so I chose environmental science, and I chose a school that was 3 hours away from my hometown. And my high school sweetheart wanted me to choose a school that was an hour away so we could be together, but that just didn't feel right to me. And it was this impeccable moment where my life changed. I felt like I broke out of my cocoon and turned into a beautiful monarch where I spread my wings and I became the person who I am today because I took that risk. I seek discomfort. I went away from my family. I ended things with this relationship, and I became the person I am today. At university, I found so many more of my passions that were hiding away inside of me and were waiting to come out. A huge passion was for the outdoors. I love all activities outside. Camping, hiking, biking, skiing in the winter. I wouldn't have found this love for the outdoors and connection to nature if it hadn't been going to the school I went to. Shout out to Trent University, and going into the water sciences program. Now, I wouldn't say that I'm a pro with avoiding social pressures, because I did have social pressure from my parents to do a master's degree. Again, because it will allow you to climb the ladder faster, and you get better pay, and I'm sure there's jobs with great benefits. So 18-year-old me was super naive and was like, sure, okay, I'm going to go into environmental sciences, follow my heart. But my parents have suggested, not pushed me to do a master's, but 18-year-old me was like, I'm going to set myself up for this and just say yes to a master's without even knowing what it all involved. So here I am, sitting 7 months after completing a master's, and I'm in a pivotal time of my life. I've now realized that I did this master's. I initially started the master's for other people and not myself, but I completed it for myself. I'm incredibly proud to say that. It was really tough, and now I'm here, and I am sitting in another very place of discomfort, but it's completely different than completing a master's. And I want to share my journey in life with you all as I keep figuring it out, because I feel like life is fluid, things are changing all the time, and I feel every day I'm moving towards finding who I am. I'm grateful that I had the time in university and during my master's to find so many parts of who I am, but I feel like there's still pieces that are missing or are just still hiding, and I can't wait to find them with you all. I don't want to go into all of my university and master's experience with you today, but I would love to share with you my lessons and all the experiences that I had that have made me who I am today, because how I just, the things that got me through a master's program, it is legit incredibly hard. So please really think about whether you're gonna choose to do a master's or not. But luckily in the moment I had so many of my hobbies to fall back on that really made the process a bit more simpler for me. So now I am 7 months out of my master's. I went on a huge trip with my partner after school that we made a huge decision to do, something that pushed us out of our comfort zone because we had so many other pressures about what to do after school, and I fulfilled a part of a dream that I had in high school that I never fulfilled, and that was backpacking Europe. I really wanted to travel for a long extended period of time, And so my partner and I chose to do that in Asia after school. But I have had some incredible changes in my life that have pushed me and continue to push me to grow and seek more discomfort. So now I am 7 months out of my master's, and what better way than to continue seeking discomfort than to start a YouTube channel in a completely new province, and I get to share with you how this goes, because it is super scary going into a new place that has a different language and not knowing a lot of people. And I want you all to come along with me and see what happens. I also just would love to share my past travel experiences, life lessons through school, and continue to soul search and follow the path of my authenticity, because in the end, life has so much to offer if we just pause and take a moment to listen to what exactly life is trying to tell us. And I've had a lot of realizations lately, and I'm so excited to share with you all in the next upcoming episodes. And with that, I wanted to say thank you so much for welcoming me with open arms to this YouTube community, and I will talk to you later. Bye!